I just need my acrylic.
I know.
Ooh.
Oh. Nail sounds.
Yeah, I love that.
ASMR. Is this the Frisian episode? What?
What is happening?
Oh my goodness, y'all. Well, hello everyone.
Wow.
Hello.
Hello. My name is Jeff.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome back to Funny Pair. We're two pairs in a pod. May not be in the same orchard, but we're always ripe for a chat. I'm Madeline.
And I'm Brianna.
Girl.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll talk about this later in the something I'm loving, but let me just say, girl.
Oh.
I saw a certain movie over the weekend, and I can't stop thinking about it. I can't stop thinking about it.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see that movie.
When are you seeing it?
Honestly, probably not until after Thanksgiving, because I want to see it with my family, because they really want to see Wicked too. So I was like, okay, I really want to see it too. Right. So I'm like, all right. So we'll probably go the Saturday after Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, I don't know when I'm going to see it again, but I need to see it again, like, right now.
Okay.
Like, today. Like, I'm looking at the clock going, I could probably make the 6:30.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'll get into that.
Moving on. Moving right along.
What are we talking about today?
Today, my friends, we're talking about dreaming.
Yep.
I know everybody out there is a dreamer. Yep.
Have you seen that show?
Dream Productions?
Yeah.
I don't know if I have or not. It's the
little Pixar.
The little Pixar thing. I don't know if I've seen it or not. I think it's very familiar, like I have, but
it's very cute. It's very cute. I like it a lot.
I'll have to watch it, but
yeah. We're going to go into our own dream productions today.
Oh, girl, those places are crazy. I tell you what, they are crazy.
Like, we've mentioned a few times, I think, on a couple episodes of different dreams that we've had of like, oh, this one's really crazy, or this one's really weird, or Bree has weird dreams, and we've talked about dumplings before, and all of these,
which that will make an appearance today.
Okay. I think I talked about my nightmare dream that I had.
Yeah.
About that demon.
Yeah, and like the 3 different colors and all the stuff. Yeah.
So I've got some more dreams like that, but it's like we've had some crazy dreams. So we thought let's go into the dreamscape today and discuss some of the science behind it, some like why we dream, what it actually is that is going on in your brain, and then also deep dive into our brains and see what we're thinking when we're in, deep unconscious REM sleep and what our brains come up with, because I know for a fact things get weird.
Things get very weird.
Things get
very weird very fast. So yeah. All right.
So I'll let you introduce. I guess we'll do the dreamer profile.
Yeah. So dreamer profile. We're going to start off with like our own personal experiences with the dreams and kind of like analyzing our own personal dream profile and kind of what we experience and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I guess to start off, how often do you dream? So I feel like I dream like almost all the time. Every single night I feel like I'm having a dream. Now it's whether I remember that dream or not that changes.
Right.
So it depends on how vivid the dream is. Now I very often have vivid dreams that I can at least like wake up and I think about the dream for half a day or something. Like I can remember it if I think back to it. Or I'll remember them for a couple days, or I'll have the vivid dreams that's like, I'm never forgetting this ever in my entire life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it kind of depends, and it's like a spectrum. But I feel like I dream every night, and I very often wake up and I'm like, that was a good dream, or I didn't like that dream. But whether I remember or not is it's like completely different thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
But I can also, just to note, I can also force myself back into a dream. So like if I wake up, I'm like, oh, but I really liked that dream. I can go back to sleep and like put myself back in it where I left off.
Really?
And keep going. So I really love it when that happens. It doesn't always work, but sometimes I can make it happen. So I love it when that happens. And then also just to note, I used to sleepwalk when I was a kid, depending on like if I was in a weird place or whatever. Typically, because we moved around a lot, if we were staying in a hotel or something like that, I would dream, sleepwalk, whatever. Anyway. And sometimes I would say maybe once every other month-ish, I typically will have a sleep paralysis moment. And I'll talk about that later. But it's like, I don't know. My brain does really weird things when I dream.
Whoa.
It's very messed up. But anyway, I'll leave it at that for now.
Dang.
So
what is it called when you can force yourself to like dream, like you are conscious in your dream? What is that called?
Oh, is it like a waking dream or something? Is that what they call it? No, what do they
No, it's that, you know what I'm talking about? Where it's
Yeah.
like you force yourself to dream and you can like, you know you're dreaming when you're asleep.
Yes.
And you can like make yourself fly or make yourself do whatever. And it's like
I'm looking
you're
it up.
conscious of it, but and I think people said that when they try to do that, sometimes they'll get trapped in a sleep paralysis thing.
Yeah, I'm afraid to try it.
It's called something.
Lucid dreaming is one of them.
Lucid dreaming,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, the conscious awareness that you're dreaming and you can control the narrative.
Yeah.
Yes. Have you ever had a lucid dream?
Okay, I have had a lucid dream before, but I've never gone so in depth with it to where it's like some people can do it and somehow they live out like 50 years of their life and like
right.
Like I've never tried and even wanted to go that far into depth with it. But I think part of like my being able to force myself back into a dream might be part of the lucid dreaming thing. Like I can just put myself back in there.
That's what I was thinking when you said that. I was like, I wonder if like you could do that, because that's kind of what lucid dreaming is that you are able to sort of control the narrative of it. And I guess like you can from that first entry point, but then you just kind of let your consciousness take over.
Yeah. Once I'm in it, I'm kind of just in it. I can say though too, if I'm not forcing myself into a dream, I do sometimes before I go to sleep, I'll think about certain stuff. I'm like, okay, I really want to have a dream about this thing. And so I'll keep thinking about it until I fall asleep.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll have a dream about that thing.
Yeah.
So it's like, I guess I can control my entry point sometimes, but I can't necessarily control when I'm actually sleeping all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's very weird.
Dreaming is really weird. I feel like we could go into all sorts of different aspects of dreaming, because I'm thinking to myself too, like, I thought there was something about seeing a certain time of day.
Can you lucid dream or you can't, or you haven't been able to ever?
Okay. I cannot lucid dream. I've never tried to, but I've also never like.
Can you like make yourself have a dream about certain things though? Like if you do the thing I was saying where you're thinking about something and then you can dream about that thing?
No, because I'm pretty sure we've talked about, I don't know if we've said this on the pod, but like before I go to bed, I like to make up scenarios in my head.
Oh yeah.
And, like,
same.
You know? Okay.
Yeah.
We've talked about the different storylines that we've done.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know how
I've
in
been running
depth.
with this storyline for a long time.
Yeah.
I keep coming back to it. So like I think about that, but just because I'm thinking about it right before bed doesn't mean I'm going to dream about that.
Right.
And I will say it's never happened. Like I've never like been thinking about my made up scenario and have it continue into a dream. It's always like I'm thinking about this, I go to sleep, and then I'm dreaming about something random that's not even related.
Yeah. Okay.
So, a little bit about my dreamer profile. I will say I probably dream a lot too. I think most people dream every night, if not every other night. It's just like you said, whether we remember it or not.
Right.
I go through phases where I remember dreams. Like I can remember a few days in a row or like every other week or something. And then I'll go months without remembering a dream. And then I'll be like, oh, I remembered 3 dreams in like the span of a few days or something.
Yeah.
I will say I have been keeping a dream journal for almost 10 years.
That's crazy.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
Because I look back at it and I was like, oh my gosh, my first entry was March 16th, 2016. And that's almost 10 years ago, which is weird. Because I remember that first dream. And obviously I've read it a few times, but I remember writing it down. So I'm like, wow, I've dreamt a lot of things over the last 10 years. And so I've got plenty of stories of my dreams. And I'm going to get into a few of them today, but
I really need to keep a dream journal, girl. I really do.
It's fun.
My biggest thing is I don't always remember to like write my dream down when I wake up. So unless it's one of those vivid dreams that I'm just going to remember for the rest of my life, it's very hard for me to like wake up and just want to start writing down what I dream about. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how vivid would you say your dreams are? Usually.
Honestly, it changes, but I'm going to give it like a range of like, I don't know, 7 to 10. Like it depends on the dream. It's
usually on that end.
But usually I'm on the high end of like vivid dreaming all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I probably put myself at like an 8. Yeah. Like usually on that higher end.
Yeah.
So when I remember my dreams, it's never like, it gets a little fuzzy here. I don't really know. Like, nope.
It's like, I remember the details.
I was here and then I was here and then I was wearing this.
Yeah.
This person was this person and all of that.
I literally, I have a dream that I'm going to talk about today. I don't think I've told you about this dream.
Okay.
And I literally remember like the layout of where I was. Like the floor plan kind of thing. Maybe that's my architecture brain, but like I remember the floor plan. I remember like all the details. I remember things that were in the room, like the color of the walls. Like I remember the stuff.
It's vivid.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anyway. But yeah.
All right. On a scale of 1 to 10, how weird would you say your dreams are?
Girl, my dreams are so weird. They are so weird.
And what does that say about you?
It says that I'm probably very weird. But I would probably give my weirdness rating like a 6 or 7. Probably closer to a 7 most of the time.
Okay.
I don't know, because some of my dreams I wouldn't say are weird. They're just out of the ordinary. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. There's some coming up that I'm like, this one's definitely weird, but this one's not necessarily weird. It's just, why did I dream about that? But then there's also like dreams that just like one night I'm dreaming about this thing and the next night it's something completely different. And that's like a very weird range to fall in.
Yes.
But it's not that they're weird dreams. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah. I definitely have like, I would say I'm about middle of the road. I put about a 5 for me, just because some of the dreams I have, it's not that they're necessarily super weird or wacky. It's just like, oh, this is like some of it could be a plot in a book or something.
Yeah.
Like the dream that I have, I'm like, oh, that could happen in a book. It's not like, this thing is happening and then suddenly a balloon man comes in. It's not like any weird things like that. I've had dreams where weird things happen like that, but most of the time it's the scenario makes sense for where I am, and the plot and everything kind of stay the course of whatever is happening. There's usually not any random little things that come in, I will say.
So,
but
yeah, I got to give myself a higher weirdness rating, just because that does happen to me sometimes, where it's like all of a sudden I'm in this place for no reason. Or there's this thing in front of me that makes no sense. Like, why is this
It's a talking pig or something.
Yeah,
it's like, what are you...
what? Literally, I don't know why, but sometimes that does happen. Anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Oh man. Do you have any recurring themes in your dreams, or like sort of recurring things like running late, teeth falling out, celebrities, that kind of thing? Do you have any like of recurring moments?
I definitely do. Yeah. I have had some celebrity dreams. And I know I've talked to you about some of them, but it's often just dreams where like I have a conversation with a celebrity. And it's very often like we see each other at a bar and we just start talking and striking up conversation. And it's like there's no weird vibes, there's no romance necessarily. It's just like I'm talking to a friend, and that friend is this celebrity. And so I've had that dream with 3 celebrities that I remember. It's been Ian Somerhalder, Sam Heughan, and Chris Evans. Are like the 3 dreams that I've had where I've just like had conversations with
lucky
them.
girl.
I know. I don't
See,
know why.
What if they also had a dream where they were talking to some girl?
That would be absolutely
just, like, hanging,
crazy.
Like what if your consciousnesses were met on the dream plane?
Yeah, that would actually be crazy. That would be insane. But yeah, and then I've also like when I have people in my dreams, more often than not, it's family and friends, like people that I know really well. And then there are sometimes other people that just randomly show up, like somebody I went to high school with that I don't really talk to, or like, the person I talked to order my Starbucks coffee the other day. I don't know. Like sometimes it's just random things. People will just show up. I have the teeth falling out dream all the time. All the time. I hate that dream. No. Losing my teeth is one of my biggest fears in life. And we know this from my fears episode. I think I talked about it, but I am very scared of losing my teeth. I don't know. It's just, I'm more scared of them just like falling out without reason, more so than getting them pulled, I think. But I don't know. My teeth stuff, it just freaks me out. But it's very often like all of a sudden there's teeth falling out and I'm like bleeding into the sink. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
So it's like violent.
It's there's blood involved and all that. It's very, And then I've also, I've had dreams where it's like I'm a bad server, specifically when I was serving. And it's like I'll have a dream where I've had 4 tables sit down at the same time. And for whatever reason, my dream person isn't catering to the tables. Like I can't get my dream person to get this dang person a water. And I'm like, I don't understand why. Because I'm a good server in real life. So I'm like, why are you whatever? Anyway, but the biggest one that I have very often, I mean, I have the teeth falling out, but the biggest one is probably like paranormal themes in my dreams. So it's not always a nightmare necessarily. It could be like I'm talking to or seeing somebody like a family member or a loved one who's passed on or whatever. But it could also be like a nightmare type of dream. It's not always that way, but it could be. And my sleep paralysis is very often paranormal. So that lends itself into that. And then I've also mentioned that I think I'm psychic. This is where I think I'm kind of psychic. Like the other realm, the other world is trying to talk to me in some kind of way.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, a part of it could be that I just like scary movies and scary TV shows and spooky paranormal stuff. And that's why I have dreams about it. Or another part could be that it's my sixth sense and I'm talking to dead people in my dreams. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. So, who knows? But
oh man. How often do you have nightmares? Like nightmares where you're scared and you wake up and you like, ugh. Do you have nightmares a lot? Or just dream about spooky things that don't necessarily like cause you to feel any sort of way when you wake up? But like,
you know what's really interesting is that a lot of the dreams that I've had, I wouldn't call them nightmares. And I would say I have nightmares where I'm like actually terrified. Maybe, honestly, it's like once in a blue moon. Like I'll wake up with the sweats and like I'm freaked out, whatever. But honestly, I think that if you were to have a lot of the dreams that I have, you would say that they're nightmares. For me, they're not nightmares. I don't know if it's because I've just had them so often that they're not scary anymore, or if it's like, I don't know. Just like sometimes in a dream, you can just understand that this thing means safety, or this thing means like home, or this thing means you're supposed to be sad, or what. Like there's things about your dream that just you automatically know, like that's something in a I don't know. Anyway. But yeah, nightmares wise, I don't know. The last nightmare that I honestly remember having, now that's not to say I haven't woken up and been like, ooh, that was freaky or whatever. I just don't remember those moments. The last one I vividly remember having that was a nightmare happened like a year ago, basically. Like exactly a year ago.
Yeah.
So, okay. And I'll get into that one. But anyway.
Oh, okay.
That's the one I don't think I've told you.
Spooky.
Spooky. Okay. What about you? How often do you have nightmares?
Nightmares? Not a lot. Not a lot. Although there was one time that first of all, there was a time where I remembered my dreams 3 nights in a row, which has never happened before, but all 3 of them were nightmares. So I had nightmares 3 nights in a row and I remembered all of them.
Yeah.
And they were all very different in terms of what their like meaning was. Like one of them was about my childhood home was on fire.
Yeah.
And my childhood pet, who's not even alive anymore, she passed like many years ago, but she was inside and she was alive. But in the, it's like my childhood home and my childhood pet, whatever.
Yeah.
There was that. There was a moment. The next one was I dreamt that Tyler cheated on me. I've never had that dream before. He's in my dreams every now and then, but I've never had a dream where that happened. And that was really like, I felt so sick waking up from that one. And the third one I had was,
were you mad at him in real life?
I wasn't, because I knew it wasn't, but it was the feeling that I had in the dream of seeing it that carried over into my waking self. And that it felt so slimy and gross and like, it was just a really gross feeling.
No, I get you. I'm just saying, like, there's videos of girls who's like, I'm mad at you because you cheated on me in my dream.
Oh my
gosh,
were you actually that's so
mad
ridiculous? No. No.
Yeah.
And the third dream was just like a really violent dream. Like really violent things happened and it scared me really bad and it woke me up. So that was really weird. But other than those 3, I can't remember the last time I had a nightmare. So
really,
I don't know what was going on earlier in September of this year, but it was crazy. But some recurring themes that I've had. I won't say I necessarily have like a teeth falling out kind of a thing that happens a lot. I have similar repeating either places that I'll go to in my dreams or like scenarios. For example, well, in terms of the people, like I said, Tyler's in my dream a lot. I will say, since I've kept a journal from 2016 to present day, each of my crushes from that time period have featured in a dream. So like a crush from when I was 16, my first boyfriend, and Tyler. Like they've, they've all had cameos in my dreams, but a lot of my friends have been in them. And then most of the time it's just like random people. But like you said, like random people from high school that you're like, I didn't even talk to you in high school. And yet you're like in my dream.
Yeah. What are you doing here? I don't understand. Here? Yeah.
I have not thought of you in 10 years. And why are you here?
Right.
So I don't know what that is, but I will say I dream about being in an amusement park. What?
Okay.
You've seen Shark Boy and Lava Girl?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so you know that like roller coaster, like sort of whatever it's called, amusement park. It's kind of like that, where it's like weird and wacky, and you don't know what's going on, but you know you're in an amusement park. I've had like 2 to 3 dreams where like that's the location, and I know it's the same one, even if it looks slightly different each time. Hi, Tyler. Even if it looks slightly different each time, I know that it's the same one. I'm like, that's the amusement park.
Yeah.
But this is so weird. I don't know what this says about me, but the most common thing that I dream about, and it's usually a scenario. It's popped up in a few different ways, either a scenario or thinking about it in the dream or whatever. Yeah. It's the Hunger Games.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow.
I dream about the Hunger Games all the time. I'm either participating in the Hunger Games. It comes up in conversation. It's on a something. Like, I see it a lot.
That's really weird.
I know. Like I said, it's weird to dream about it, but it's not a weird thing in itself. Right. But it's definitely weird to dream about. So I don't know what that says about me.
Interesting.
So we'll get into one of those.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Later.
All right.
So let's get into a little bit of the dream science. The science behind why we dream and what certain dreams mean and how it all works. Yeah. So Bree, why don't you kick us off with why humans dream?
So why humans dream? So dreaming is basically, it's a universal human experience. You know, everybody basically experiences dreaming. And dreaming, from what I understand, basically happens during the REM sleep, the rapid eye movement sleep. And it's a stage marked by like heightened brain activity, rapid eye movement, and temporary muscle paralysis. Some scientists, they don't fully agree on a single purpose for dreaming. Modern research from neuroscience and psychology provides several like theories and stuff. One of them being just simply that there's more brain activity during REM sleep. So your amygdala, which is involved in emotion, is more active. Your hippocampus, which is important for memory, is more active. Visual cortex, which contributes to imagery, is more active. And then your prefrontal cortex is less active, which is why the dreams could often feel like illogical or bizarre. And then there are also some other theories about why humans dream. So one of those theories is memory consolidation. So one leading theory is that dreams help the brain organize and store memories. So during sleep, the brain will replay recent experiences. REM dreams may integrate new information with existing memory networks. And this explains why dreams often mix real events with past memories or like surreal elements and stuff like that. So like in terms of, I just watched a spooky movie. It's my, like me having a spooky dream is my brain's way of like memorizing the events of said movie or what, you know what I mean? That's kind of where that theory lies. Okay. Then there's also emotional processing, which is dreams may help regulate and process strong emotions. So the amygdala is highly active, which again is like where you feel your emotions. And so stressful or emotional experiences could often reappear in dreams. And dreaming allows the brain to rehearse or kind of like defang difficult feelings without full psychological stress response. Then there's also the threat simulation theory, which also kind of lends itself into emotional processing, where it's some researchers believe that dreams evolved as a sort of survival mechanism. So the brain will simulate dangerous or challenging scenarios so that this allows you to practice or something in like a threatening situation to kind of problem
like the
solve.
Hunger Games.
Yeah, problem solve like what's going to happen and how you can get out of it and so on and so forth. So this could explain kind of why there's so many dreams where you might be being chased or you're lost or you're unprepared for something in particular.
Right.
And it all has to do with that kind of threat simulation theory that's happening.
Cool.
Then there's tons of others. I'll try and go fast, but basically there's also like great creativity and problem solving. So dreams loosen ordinary logic, which can lead to like novel connections and stuff like that. So like artists, writers, and scientists often report having like dream inspired ideas and stuff. It's basically your brain's way of imagining something or thinking about something where logic doesn't matter, you know, because like in the real world, you're trying to solve like a scientific hypothesis, right? There's a series of steps that you have to follow. In your dream world, those steps don't exist. So you can kind of just like formulate whatever, you know. Another is natural housekeeping, which is like activation synthesis theory. So this is a classic theory that proposes that dreams happen because the brain will send random signals during REM sleep, and the cortex tries to make sense of that chaos. And so the result is like a narrative dream. So whatever firing things that are happening in your brain while you sleep is kind of where the dream is coming from. So there's no rhyme or reason to it other than your brain trying to make sense of all the stuff that's happening during that time. And then why we don't always remember dreams. So dream recall is inconsistent because the dream prioritizes, or the brain prioritizes memory formation during wakefulness, not during REM sleep. So REM sleep being, I think it's like just before you wake up, right? Or something like that. So your brain is remembering things when you're awake, not when you're asleep, is basically the point to that. So when you're in REM sleep, you're just before waking up, which is why you might be able to remember some of your dreams. But more often than not, your brain isn't prioritizing memory during that time.
Well, I'm going to go into a little bit about how REM sleep actually works. So like Bree said, REM is called rapid eye movement sleep, is one of the main sleep stages, and it actually occurs every 90 minutes throughout the night, and that's when the most vivid dreaming happens. So the way you sleep, it's actually like a cycle. It's not just you're unconscious for 8 hours and then you wake up. Your brain will go through certain cycles throughout the night, and you'll fall into deep sleep, and then you'll come out of it a little bit, and then you'll go back into deep sleep and come out. It's a whole thing. I don't know. It's all about how your body is processing certain things that happen, and storing energy and all of these things. So you enter REM sleep about every 90 minutes. So what the brain does, so the pons in the brainstem triggers REM. So pons are like the bridge-like structure that connects different parts of your brain. So that stuff is triggering REM sleep. And brain activity becomes almost as active as when you're awake, which is why it's called like paradoxical sleep. It's also another word for it. The amygdala, the emotion center, and visual areas become very active, which lead to vivid emotional dreams. And the prefrontal cortex is less, which leads to that weird dream logic. So what your body does when you're in REM sleep is that your eyes move rapidly under your eyelids, which is where it gets its name from. The body enters muscle paralysis or atonia to keep you from acting out your dreams. So like your brain is thinking, hey, I'm fighting in this war, but like your body is not actually
right.
Can you imagine
if you're just like in your sleep and you're
fighting?
That happens to some people. I bet that's why some people like punch and kick when they're sleeping.
Yeah, or sleepwalking probably as well. It's part of that.
Yeah.
But your breathing and your heart rate become irregular, and your temperature regulation is also weaker during REM sleep. So that first REM cycle starts about 70 to 100 minutes after falling asleep. So at least an hour and a half-ish, like somewhere around there is when you first enter that first REM cycle. And the REM periods get longer toward the end of the night. So like 20 to 40 plus minutes of REM sleep, which is probably when you have your most vivid dreaming, which is why if you wake up right after, you remember your dream. So REM sleep is really important for your emotional processing, your memory, your learning, creativity, and problem solving. And if you don't get enough REM sleep, you may feel more emotional, less focused, and less mentally flexible as well. So if you don't fall into that cycle of going into that REM, deep sleep every now and then through the night, if you don't actually hit that, then you can wake up feeling like you didn't get a good night's rest. And so, yeah, REM is really important.
Yeah.
For sleeping.
Yeah.
For your brain.
Yes.
But it also gives you weird, crazy dreams.
Yeah. Yeah.
Makes you trip out.
That's why we like it the most. Oh, man. So basically, things that happen in your daily life can influence your dreams, right? So things like stress, food, and like binging shows and things like that, those can all be things that influence your dreams and all of that. So why does that happen? Why do these things influence our dreams? Well, part of it is, so like for your stress and dreams, part of it is heightened emotional processing. So basically stress increases activity in the amygdala, which, as Madeline explained, it's important for REM sleep. So if your stress is already heightening or increasing that activity, and REM sleep also increases that activity, it's basically like on steroids while you're sleeping. You know what I mean? Like it's going nuts when you're stressed out and in REM sleep. So it's going to intensify your dream's emotion. It's going to create more vivid, chaotic, and negative or possibly negative dream content. And it's going to increase the likelihood of nightmares. So stress is going to increase your nightmares. Then we also have binge watching shows or media influences on dreams. So when you binge a show, you basically immerse yourself or immerse your brain into that repetitive imagery, stories, emotions, and all of that right before you sleep. So like if you're binging 4 or 5 episodes of Stranger Things before you fall asleep, you might possibly dream about Stranger Things because your brain has latched on to that kind of imagery and such before you go to bed. So this is basically during REM. You're dreaming about this stuff. Your brain is like sorting through those as being new memories, integrating them with the things that are happening in your dreams, and then all of that kind of stuff. So,
yeah. I will say when K-pop Demon Hunters came out, I was listening to the K-pop Demon Hunters soundtrack nonstop for hours. I would dream about it in my dreams. I could hear it in my dreams.
Wow. Okay, that didn't happen to me, but
that happened to me.
Crazy.
That's how much I was listening to it.
That's crazy.
So that's confirmed as well.
Yeah, that is also confirmed.
That's for sure. Yeah.
There you go.
Yep. Living proof.
Yes, there you go. Food and dreams. So food and dreams, basically, so let's get into metabolism and sleep fragmentation. All right, those are some big
science class.
Those are some big words.
Big words, and surprised you could say them.
Thank you. I've been practicing. So basically, heavy meals, sugar, and spicy or fatty foods can destabilize sleep by increasing your body temperature, causing acid reflux, and triggering digestive activity during sleep. So when sleep is fragmented, awakenings during REM become more frequent, which increases dream vividness and recall. So the more like hard on your digestive system foods that you eat, the more your sleep process is disrupted, leading to more dreams. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Neurotransmitters affected by food. So several foods directly influence neurotransmitters involved in dreaming. Tryptophan-rich foods like turkey, dairy, and nuts. Y'all keep this in mind from Thanksgiving, right? I'm sure by the time this episode comes out, y'all are eating some Thanksgiving leftovers.
Yep.
So actually,
y'all
is
had
this
some
the
chaotic
first episode
dreams.
of December?
It is.
Oh my gosh,
Merry
I need to find
Christmas.
Christmas music for the intro. Y'all would have already heard it, but that we're going to have Christmas music. Oh man. So yeah, so while you're eating your turkey leftovers, just remember that tryptophan-rich foods can increase serotonin and melatonin, which could lead to more vivid dreams. So y'all tell us about your turkey dreams. I want to know about them. Let us know. We're really interested. Sugar and high carbohydrate meals can cause rapid glucose spikes and crashes, which leads to more emotionally intense or chaotic dreams due to the fluctuating brain arousal. And then spicy foods increase your body temperature and metabolism. I've already kind of mentioned spicy foods and all of that kind of business, but that's another thing to keep in mind.
Well, we kind of mentioned how we have certain themes or moments or people that are sort of common repeating things that happen in our dreams, but there are a lot of sort of dream archetypes that a lot of people tend to dream about at some point in their life. For example, falling, flying, losing your teeth. So we're going to go into a couple of those and just a little bit about what they mean or what people say they mean. This isn't actually a word for word, if you dream about falling, that means that you are overwhelmed. Sometimes you just dream about falling because that's what your brain is just doing. It's not a science. The interpretation is a little bit of a gray area, but so a falling dream, I definitely have these a lot. They're not maybe a full like story dream, but like just that feeling of falling. It's like a sudden drop, slipping, or just plummeting from a height. People will say that it means like a feeling out of control, overwhelmed, or anxious about something in real life. I'd say that's a pretty one-to-one, like, you're falling, you're probably feeling out of control.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Being chased.
Have you ever been falling and then woken up and actually fallen? I think I've told you about this story before.
No.
Oh, I haven't? Okay. Well, have you ever experienced that before?
I've never had that before,
okay.
No.
There was one time, I don't remember why I was falling, but I was falling in my dream. Okay.
Okay.
And this was when I was living in New York. And I woke up, and right as I woke up from falling, right? So I'm falling in my dream. I wake up from falling. My bed breaks, and I fall and hit the ground. So it was like a full
You might have been falling
moment.
in real life, and you just landed on your bed, and it broke the bed because you landed from so high.
Or that was another psychic moment where I knew I was about to fall, and so my dream simulated falling before it actually happened.
Maybe so. Ooh, that's weird.
I don't know, but I don't know. But all I'm saying is that I was falling in my dream, and then I woke up and actually fell because my bed broke.
Yeah.
And it was like the corner that I was sleeping on. So it was like where the bed fits into the frame in the corner or whatever. It like the hinge or the mechanism broke and it like fell to the ground.
That's scary. Ooh, that's
crazy. But
weird. I'll get like the feeling of falling for like a good 3 seconds. And it's usually like if I'm about to fall asleep or if I've been asleep for just a minute or so, like, and I'll like jump really, really big.
Yeah. That's happened to me too.
The other night I was going to bed and Tyler was staying up for a little bit. And so I like was laying there and I just like jumped really big and it woke me up and he was like, "Oh my gosh, are you okay?
Are you still alive?"
Just spazzed. Like he's like, "You just spazzed like really big." Like I was like, "Oh, I was falling. But I'm fine now." That splat was me hitting the ground. Being chased is another very common dream. So someone or something pursuing you. People say that it means you're avoiding a fear, responsibility, or issue that you don't want to face, and it's coming after you. Teeth falling out. This is what this says. So teeth breaking, crumbling, loosening, or dropping out unexpectedly. Great visual. People say that it means insecurity, embarrassment, or feeling powerless about a situation.
Yeah.
Dang. Are you embarrassed about anything? You don't get embarrassed.
I don't really get embarrassed. I would say it's more insecurity, probably. Like, if we're talking about teeth falling out, that's probably what it's coming from.
Yeah.
I don't know. Feeling powerless is a possibility, too. But I would say it's probably insecurity. If I had to self-diagnose myself there.
Right. There's also the dream of being unprepared. So commonly showing up to a test, presentation, or performance with no preparation. It's just an example. People say that it means self-doubt or fear of being judged or failing at something important. The flying dream. I've never had a flying dream and I'm so mad about it.
I have.
Because I want to have a flying dream so bad.
I've had a flying dream before. But it's less of like actually flying and it was more like the one I can remember. It was a really long flight of stairs and basically I jumped from the top step and like gracefully glided
floated to the bottom.
And then I jumped again and I gracefully glided. So I wasn't like actually flying, but I was like flying in between my jumps. But you were kind of floating. Kind of thing.
Yeah. That's cool.
But yeah.
Well, people say that it means feeling free, confident, or rising above life challenges.
Wow. So I'm insecure, but I'm flying too.
But she's rising above. Good job. Yes. Being naked in public. I've never had this dream, but apparently it's a common one of people being naked. People say that it means vulnerability, insecurity, or fear of others seeing the real you. Nobody wants to see that, I'll tell you that much. And then being late or missing transportation. So trying to get somewhere, but running out of time, missing a bus, flight, or being blocked from getting somewhere. It means stress, pressure, or feeling like you're falling behind in some area of life. All right. How many dreams did you have to tell us today?
I have written 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dreams down.
I wrote down 8.
Okay. So do you want me to go first?
Yeah, you start.
All right, my friends. I'm going to start with my fortune cookie convention dream. Honestly, it wasn't even a fortune cookie. It was a dumpling convention. So I'm going to start with that.
I love the dumpling convention dream. This is my favorite. Y'all, okay, listen. This is so good.
Okay. So now I didn't write this dream down. So Madeline has a dream journal, right? I didn't write this dream down. This is just going based off of my memory and what I remember. So I say that because Madeline, if anything in here differs from what you remember me telling you when I first told you, you jump in and let me know because I could have written it down differently than it actually happened. But basically, here's what happened, right? So it's me and Madeline. All right, we're together and we're on our way to a Vampire Diaries convention. Now, I will say that this was right around the time following our actual visit to the Vampire Diaries convention, like in real life. So like it was fresh on my mind. Yeah, it was fresh on my mind. And so I was having a dream about this convention, right? So when we got there, the venue was basically a 2-story mall. Okay, it was like a big mall, right?
Yep.
And we had to walk through the mall in order to get to where the actual convention was happening, right? So we're walking through the mall. And on our way in, we're basically like fighting a crowd of people who are also all rushing into this mall to try and get to where they're going, right?
Yeah.
And along the way, Madeline and I ended up getting separated somehow, some way. And she was ahead of me, right? So she's gone. She's sprinting. She's like running. Same thing happens at Disney. She's like running, and then I just meet her in line. So
Yep.
she's going, and then all of a sudden, while I was weaving through the crowd, there were models. And when I say models, I mean like huge models, like gigantic freaking ogres, like troll-sized, giant-sized models, okay? And they were doing all sorts of weird poses as if they were like posing for a photo shoot or something like that. You know how models get into those really weird like contortions and whatever for photo shoots? That's what they were doing, okay? Yeah. And I had to weave through their oversized limbs to try and get to where this convention is happening, right? So that's the weird thing. Like, this weird thing just, like, came. I don't know why it was in my dream. It just showed up. So finally, I get through all these models, okay, these big obstacles, and I make my way to the spot where the convention is happening. And it's basically a theater, right? So I walk in, and it's a theater. It's got a bunch of seating and whatever. And when I walked in, I started scanning the crowd for Madeline. I was like, all right, where's Madeline? I'm trying to pinpoint her, whatever. I see her. She's right there in the front. I see her. She's right there. Yeah,
I got a good spot.
Yep, she got a good front row spot. So once I saw her, I started making my way toward her. And just as I started doing that, the person basically came on the intercom and was like, everyone please move forward. There's more seats up front. We're like, oh my gosh. So then that cues everybody to get up and just like start moving toward the front, right? So again, I'm bobbing and weaving trying to get to where Madeline is. Okay, well, I finally get there and I'm like within 10 feet of her, 15 feet of her, or whatever. And somebody goes to, like, I see that Madeline has an empty seat next to her, right? Mm-hmm. And somebody goes to try and sit in that seat. And just as they're sitting down in that seat, Madeline pulls the chair out from underneath them and they fall to the ground. Like, just full force fall to the ground, right? Well, that causes a security guard to show up, okay? And this security guard, I don't remember exactly what was said, but basically he showed up and was like, what the heck is going on, right? Because this guy just fell on the ground or whoever it was.
Right.
And Madeline was like, I'm saving the seat for my friend. And then she turns and I'm right there and she's like, and there she is. Like, she points at me, like, there she is. She's right there. So then I came up and I sat down and now, like, the altercation is over with, right? Like, everything's settled. I'm in my seat, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Well, then, all right, I'm looking around. We're sitting in our seats. I'm looking around. And for some reason, everybody is Asian. I don't know why.
Including me.
But including Madeline, everybody is Asian in this auditorium. And I'm like, what the frick is, like, I guess just a lot of Asian people like Ian Somerhalder? I don't know, like, what's happening, right? Well, then this big screen comes down on the stage, right? So it's like an auditorium and there's a stage, and on top of the stage, there's this, like, projection screen that's coming down, right? From the ceiling, okay?
Yep.
And this video comes up. And this video is of somebody making a dumpling, like wrapping a dumpling, okay? And it's like a tutorial of how to fold a freaking dumpling. So I look in front of me, and now we're like seated at a table, right? So we're like seated at this table, and there's tools in front of us to start folding our own dumpling, okay? And I remember, like, we were trying so hard to follow this tutorial. And before we even finish, I look up and every single person around us has finished folding their dumpling as if it's something they've been doing their entire life. Maybe that's so stereotypical of me, but that's the dream world, okay? That's what was happening. I can't explain it. And so everyone else was done. We basically just, like, felt out of place in this world of the dumpling convention. And long story short, we never actually made it to the Vampire Diaries convention. I woke up at some point during our dumpling altercation, and so that was the dream. I don't even remember how long ago I had that dream. I just know that I had it, and I had to tell Madeline immediately. I was like, Madeline, you'll never believe what dream I just had. And this is one of the most vivid dreams I've ever had in my life. Like, it was crazy.
So beautiful. Oh my gosh. When she said, and you ripped that chair out from underneath the person. I was like, and I would, because you're right there. That's your seat. Oh my gosh.
I've never seen Madeline more violent in my life than I have when I was in that dream and she pulled that chair out from underneath that poor person. Oh, man.
When you said you looked up and everybody was Asian. Like, oh my gosh.
I don't know why. I don't know. I don't know, y'all. I don't know.
Oh my gosh. I love that dream.
Yeah.
That's such a funny one to me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
This is probably one of my favorite dreams, too. I don't know. It's just so... It's so weird for me. Why would I have a dream about a dumpling convention? About folding dumplings. I don't know why I would have that dream. I really don't.
Very strange.
And why did models show up? Like oversight? I don't know. Anyway, but yeah.
I'm sure there are multiple layers of what.
Some
if anybody
dream
out there
analyst.
is a dream analyst, psychologist sort of person, break down that dream and tell us what that means, because I would like to know.
I would like to know what that means too. Why? I don't know.
Why?
All right. What's your first one?
My first dream. This is from June 24th, 2020.
Okay.
This is my first Hunger Games. This is I was reaped into the Hunger Games. Okay. So this is it.
What district did you belong to?
I don't know.
Okay.
In honor of Sunrise on the Reaping, though, we're gonna start with this Hunger Games dream. So, I'm back in high school. I graduated in 2018, so it's been 2 years since I've been in high school. But, of course, I don't know, it's during COVID. I'm back in high school for some reason. And it's the first day of classes. I'm figuring out which classrooms are mine, and the day is going just pretty smoothly, pretty normally. That is, until I get to science class. I find my seat, and the room is really dark except for a projector screen and a window. And suddenly, on the projector screen, as it's going, there's this really bright light, and then bam, I'm in the Hunger Games.
Oh.
So I don't know what happened. Boy. So it's kind of like Jumanji, you know how in the movie, or I guess... Yeah, in the movie version, the more current movie version, how it's like a video game and they get sucked into the it was kind of like that, where it was like the projector screen was on, bright flash, suddenly I'm sucked in and I'm in the Hunger Games. Okay.
Gotcha.
The goal of this Hunger Games, though, was for everyone to like try to survive. Obviously, everybody's trying to live. I'm in this wooded area with a big cabin-like structure in the middle. So like the cornucopia is this big sort of log cabin.
Okay.
It has wooden platforms, but it's very old and rotten. The first round of like the first test is this lava pool that starts to spread through the entire area very quickly. So this lava starts running down the hills and running towards you. So you have to find a spot to get away.
Yeah.
So we're given a chance to find a spot to get away, and the pool sort of falls open and just the lava is just spreading. So I jump on this platform that's just higher than the pool of lava itself. And I thought if I went too high, wait, what? On the cabin platform. I thought if I went too high, the lava would get me, the wood would rot, and I'd fall. So the platform I was on was a little bit lower, but more stable. So it got hit by the lava, and this platform that I'm on, a wave comes, and it breaks through, and I'm like riding this lava wave.
Nice.
Sick, bro.
Totally awesome.
Yeah, well, I jumped from that platform into a tree, and I began climbing the tree. I was like, I'm gonna just climb this tree.
Spider monkey. Okay.
I know. Full spider monkey. So I made it all the way. This is so funny. I love my little notes here. It says, I jumped from the platform into a tree, and I began climbing. I made it all the way to the top. In parentheses, I distinctly remember flicking away a caterpillar so I could grab a branch.
I'm telling y'all, these are vivid dreams. What color was the caterpillar? Do you remember?
I was probably green. I think it was one of those green ones with like the little yellow, like little knobby little legs and the red eyes. Yeah, one of those.
Okay.
And I watched as the lava flowed through the area. I was safe. I did it. Suddenly, the lava, of course, because it's the Hunger Games, just as soon as that sort of wave comes, the lava just kind of melts into the ground and goes away. So it's like, okay, that round is done. So I begin to lower myself back down when I hear cannons. So cannons firing like the Hunger Games of people that have died. And I look up into the sky and it shows the people that have died. There are 5 cannons that fired off. 3 of them are 3 people from high school that I didn't even talk to. And the other 2 I don't recognize. But 3 of them distinctly were people from high school that I never talked to. So I await the second task. So while I'm running around, I find a friend, but I don't remember who it was. I just know that they were an ally, and we were like, all right, we got to get through this together. Suddenly, the lava comes back. I'm like in this lava sector. I need to get out of here.
You got to get out of this lava.
I know. Me and the few people left are running when we see a tunnel. We bolt through it and we try to close it up before the lava gets to us. We manage to get through the other side of the tunnel safely, but suddenly I'm just running through the woods by myself, trying to find a safe spot. I then realize I'm being chased. There's that chase theme. They think that I stole something of theirs. And when I look into my hand, I realize that I did. I'm holding something. So then suddenly I'm being chased by a bear.
Wow.
It's like a whole thing. The person then transforms into a bear. I don't know. I stand very still against a tree and I think maybe, oh yeah. Okay, I skipped over a little bit. So I'm being chased. They think I stole something of theirs, which I did. It's this bunch of stems. I'm holding a bunch of stems with like yellow puffballs on the end.
Okay. Like flowers or something?
Yeah, like flowers. Okay. And I trip and fall and the yellow stuff comes off of the puff and onto my face. It's like it explodes onto my face. And I'm like, oh my God. And so I keep running. The bear's chasing me. And I stand very still against a tree. And I think maybe this yellow stuff will disguise my smell if I just stand really like close to this tree. Like I'm covered in this stuff. Maybe it'll disguise my scent or whatever. Well, the bear walks off. I make it through. Maybe that was my second test. This bear was chasing me. I walk back to the clearing where the lava was, only to find a big wooden pyramid. Suddenly, the pyramid begins to lower its sides. We see 4 people in the pyramid, and they come up to me. They say that the next test is to obtain 2 cards from a certain person, and once we have the 2 cards, we'll be safe. Okay. I'd head out to find the place that I was told about, and that's when I see an old cement building. I notice that there are statues, tons of them in front of the house. I then see movement and crouch down. A person walks out, and a person walks out of the house with a blowtorch and walks towards someone standing in the yard. They must be trapped because they don't move. The person then takes the blowtorch and blasts them with it.
Oh my gosh.
I freak out and I head back to the clearing, selling those people at the pyramid. I can't do it. There's people with blowtorches over there. Things get a little blurry after that. I think at one point I'm in a dark room surrounded by cartoon versions of all my classmates from the games that have died. Like their souls are trapped there. I don't know. And then I wake up. So my first Hunger Games was a lava slide, and then I'm being chased by a bear, and then there's somebody with a blowtorch, and there's a lot of fire. There's a lot of fire in this dream. And yeah, I'm in this Hunger Games with my classmates. So I have a little bit of that like dream logic of like I was here and then I was there and then it was a person, but it was a bear. And I'm holding some yellow flowers that get on me and I'm like, what is this? So very strange, but I don't know if I survived that Hunger Games, but maybe I did.
Maybe you did.
I don't want to fight people with blowtorches though. That's scary.
All right. Well, my next dream, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, this is the last nightmare that I had, approximately in the October, November-ish months of 2024. So for this dream, I was moving to a new apartment. Okay, it's a new apartment that I had never really been in before. Like, I've never lived in an apartment that looked like this, but I'm in a new apartment. I guess you could say it kind of looked like my first apartment where I live now, but it's not the same at all. Completely different. But yeah, so I'm in this new apartment. Basically, the layout is you walk into the door, and immediately on your left side, it's like you're in an open room, right? So the left side is an open living room, and then there's like a bar area that separates the living room from the kitchen, right? And the kitchen is on the other side and all that. So that's kind of all on the left side of the apartment. And then on the right side of the apartment is a door that leads into like the main bedroom, bathroom area. And then straight in front of you at the end of the hall, it's like this really long hall. At the end is a door, and that leads to a garage, right? So I walk to the end of this hallway. And at the end of the hallway, I look to my left, and there's stairs. And I remember thinking in the dream, I'm like, these stairs aren't supposed to be here. Like, this was not here when we did the walkthrough. Like, what even is this, right? Well, I walk up these stairs. Okay, it's like you turn left and you like go around the corner and you go back up, like you're walking over the kitchen living room area, if that makes sense. So I go up the stairs to investigate, like, what even is this, right? Well, when I get to the top, it's like this bonus room area, and it's like a child's playroom. And there's like toys everywhere, and there's like a dollhouse, and there's a vanity where like kids could do makeup or something. Like it's all like decked out to be like a child's playroom, right? And on the right side, so I walk up these stairs, this is the room in front of me. On this right wall, right, there's a set of double doors. And I'm like, okay, so I open these double doors. And when I open them, it's a closet, like a big, massive walk-in closet, like something you would find in a master bedroom, right? And it's full of clothes. Tons and tons of clothes are all in there. And I remember when I walked into the closet, the air had shifted, right?
Ooh!
The air shifted, the feeling of like your goosebumps kind of thing on your arms, like the air just kind of felt heavier, if that makes sense, when I walked into this closet. Okay. So I walked in and I remember like trying to weave my way through the clothes because they were thick, almost like when you're walking between aisles that are too close together in a clothing store. So you were like rubbing against the clothing and stuff. That's kind of what it was. So it was kind of getting into that like constriction feeling, you know?
Yep.
Feeling of being confined. So anyway, I'm walking through, and as I'm walking through this closet, it's almost like it's growing like deeper and deeper and deeper into this closet, right? And the further I get into it, the heavier the air feels, right? Well, I get to the end of the closet and there's another set of doors. And so I open these doors. And on the other side is now a room. And it's kind of like an apothecary of sorts. I hope that's the right word. But basically you walked in, the walls were all like this deep red color. Like imagine a really deep red old study kind of thing. And there was like taxidermied animals everywhere. And there was like skeleton bones of these animals like on display. And there was like pictures on the wall of, you know how they had like pin butterflies and other insects and stuff. So that was all over the walls. And there were like work papers spread out on different tables and chairs and all this kind of stuff. Like it was a messy study that somebody had been working in, right? And the air was even heavier. Well, then on the other side of the room, there was another door. And so I walked through that door. And on the other side was like a music room. And it was full of instruments. So it was like, you know, there were the little like chimes that hang from the little metal thing that you could kind of run your finger along and they make the chime sound. There were the instruments that you would like hit with a mallet and they would ding, like in the percussion section. Various wind instruments, all sorts of stuff. And there was also like music stands set up. There was bookshelves with a ton of books. There was like sheet music, all sorts of stuff. Like it was very obviously a music room. And I remember the air being the most heavy in that room. And I could tell that there was a presence in that room. I didn't see a presence, but I could feel that there was a presence in that room, right?
Yep.
And I was like, this place is haunted. And the way that this feeling is, this is not a good place to be right now. The spirit is angry, whatever, right? So I left. I left these rooms.
Good.
Right?
Oh, thank goodness.
Oh, it doesn't end there. It doesn't end there.
Oh.
I left these rooms and I went to go get my mom because I was like, Mom, you have to, like, this place is haunted. Like, I need to show you what I'm talking about. This place is haunted. So we go back up. Everything is still there, but I'm walking through these rooms and it doesn't feel heavy anymore. I'm like, what the heck? Why is everything so different? Like, what's going on? So obviously I'm like, I'm bringing my mom with me and she's not feeling any of the feelings I'm feeling.
Right.
Because it's all gone away. And I'm kind of pissed, right? In my dream. I'm like, what the frick? Why does everything feel lighter now? Well, we got to the final room, the music room, where I felt the most intense thing first. And for whatever reason, again, I didn't feel it, right? So then I started making a ruckus in the music room. I started trying to anger whatever this thing is so that it would show itself so that my mom wouldn't think that I was a liar, right?
Okay.
So I started like playing the instruments. I'm banging on some of the stuff. I'm like, come out. Like, I'm screaming at this spirit or whatever this thing is in my dream. Okay. I'm screaming. I'm like, where the frick are you? Like, come out. Hello, whatever, trying to get its attention. Well, all of a sudden, my body feels stiff as if something is like holding me and I can't move. And I lift from the ground, kind of like a Vecna moment. I lift from the ground and I'm like, I start bending backwards, like my back. I start bending backwards. My arms are out to my sides and I'm bending and I can't move. And I remembered in my dream trying to scream help because my mom would have been there, right? So I'm like trying to scream help and the words are not coming out. It's just like this moaning, screaming sound that I'm screaming, right? Well, I end up waking up during this like moment of being overcome with this spirit or whatever, right? Well, at the time of me having this dream, my mom was actually with me. She was in the other room, like she was actually there. And she was like, "What is wrong? Like, this is real life now." She's like, "What is wrong?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And she's like, "You were like moaning, screaming, like something was wrong." I'm like, "I was actually like moaning, screaming. What are you talking about?" She's like, "Yeah, like I was terrified. Like you were like trying to scream something and you couldn't scream anything." And I was like, "Oh my God." Well, anyway, that's basically the end of my dream. But the only other thing I was going to add to this is it very much felt like the beginning stages of sleep paralysis. Like if I hadn't have woken up at that point, I would have had a sleep paralysis moment because I can kind of tell when I'm about to have one now, but whatever. That was the last like nightmare that I remember having from a year ago. And it was very, it was a lot. It was very intense.
I just got chills and not the good kind.
Yeah. It was the feeling more so than like what actually happened in the dream. Because nothing scary jumped out at you or whatever, but it was like the feeling that just kept building throughout the dream that.
Right.
Yeah. It was freaky. It was freaky. No. So. Anyway.
Creepy. So creepy.
Yeah.
Jeez. Oh my gosh. Well, in that same vein, I'm going to tell you about a nightmare that I had.
Okay.
I think I've told you this one before because you're in it.
Okay.
And that's not why it's a nightmare.
Dang.
I had a dream and Brie was there and it scared me so bad. I woke up.
And then I woke up and she was still there and I was terrified.
Gosh, she was still there. And I thought, it's never ending. No. I will put a little bit of a trigger warning in front of the stream. It has to do with gun violence. So if you're like, not today, then skip ahead. But this stream does mention gun violence. So this was sometime in February 2023. I don't exactly have a date because I forgot to write the date down, but I knew it was in February. Mm-hmm. So this is when Tyler and I were living in an apartment complex together. We had been married for almost a year at this point. I was on the phone with Brie. We were just talking and I was just running through the apartment complex. Like, I was outside walking the sidewalk, walking around the, just the little sidewalk area that we have outside the apartment. And I was on the phone with Brie and we were just talking about our day or, just on the phone, just talking, just yapping. And I remember my mom had told me earlier that day that some crazy criminal broke out of prison and was on the loose. Like it was this big news story that was going around and maybe we were talking about that. But you and I were on the phone. And I'm walking around outside and I decided, I'm going to go back to my apartment. So I go up the stairs and I shut the door and I lock up and I greet the kitties. And then suddenly, as if someone has like a megaphone or was speaking directly into my living room, I hear maniacal laughter, like crazy person laughter. And I look outside and it's the criminal that was on the news and he's outside where I was just a minute ago walking around and he's holding a huge gun, like one of those big illegal guns. And he's telling us saying, "I'm going to come inside and kill you. So I will give you 5 minutes to call your loved ones and tell them that you're going to die today." So I immediately tell Brie, as I'm on the phone with her, I say to Brie that the killer is there and he's going to kill me. And for you to call the police, because at this point you were still living close by. So I said, the killer's here. He's going to kill me. Call the police. I hang up and I call Tyler because Tyler wasn't there. And I'm crying and I'm telling him the same thing. Like, the killer's here. He's saying he's going to kill everybody in this apartment complex. Like, I don't know what to do. And he tried to calm me down. He says to put the cats in a crate and then hide in the guest closet. Like, that was the most interior part of our apartment. To barricade the front door, the office door, like get in the closet. And so I do that. I gather all the cats and I throw them in the closet. I like throw some stuff in front of the front door and I hide myself in the guest room closet. And I hear banging on a door from downstairs from the apartment below me. I hear banging on a door And then I hear shots being fired, and then I wake up.
Oof. Ooh, that was scary.
So I woke up feeling so scared that, like, we were in danger. Mm-hmm. Like, I felt that fear of, like, we need to run. Mm-hmm. And as soon as I told Tyler about that, I had cried about it, telling him about it, because I felt like I was going to die. Mm-hmm. And I was like, and there's nobody here. Tyler's not here. Bree's not here. My mom's not here. Like, there's nobody. It's just me by myself. And I don't have at this point, we didn't have a gun. We didn't have any way to protect ourselves. So I was like, I'm going to die. Mm-hmm. So, like, trying to accept that, but also try and prevent that and just hope the police get there in time before he comes upstairs to the next apartment. From then on, like, I told Tyler, I said, okay, if something like that were to happen, we need to have some sort of game plan, because my brain is too anxious right now to logically realize that that's probably never going to happen.
Right.
But at the same time, I'm like, I want to have a plan just in case. Mm-hmm. So what's the plan? Like, okay, move this in front of the door, and then, whatever. Mm-hmm. And we go to this room, and we, whatever. Scary. Yeah, that's okay. Scary. End of trigger warning.
All right. Well, I'm going to lighten the mood with another dream.
Okay, please do.
So when I was little, like little, right? I'm talking like, this is one of the first dreams I ever remember having in my life. Okay. It would have happened when I was living in Georgia. So I don't know if I've ever told you this dream. I probably have. But so it would have been from either 1999 to 2007-ish. But I'm kind of thinking it was within the years of like 2005 to 2007. Okay.
Okay.
So this is the dream, right? I'm sleeping in my room, and somebody breaks in through my window, and it's the Pirate Piggies from Dora. All right. And they are like 18 feet tall, like these massive monster pirate piggies in my room. Okay.
I need to look up a picture of Pirate Piggies while you're telling this story. Hold on.
Okay. So these monsters just come in my room. All right. And they kidnap me, and they load me onto their ship. Okay. And so now we're flying through the air on this ship, like Peter Pan style. Okay. Flying. Right. And they had me tied up. So I'm tied up on their ship, and I can still see over the side of the ship. Right.
Yeah.
And we're flying, and we end up flying over this massive volcano. I don't know why, but we're over this massive volcano. And when we get to this volcano, they lower the plank, and they grab me, and they're like, you have to walk the plank.
Oh!
So then I walk the plank and fall overboard into the volcano. So I'm falling, right? I'm falling, turning and whatever. And just before I hit the lava, I wake up. I had this dream probably 5 or 6 times as a kid within the span of a year or two. Okay. It was a recurring nightmare that I had when I was a child. And it terrified me.
That's really scary.
For a 5 to 7-year-old kid. Yeah. It was scary.
That's terrifying. But I'm looking at a picture of the Pirate Piggies. Throw up a picture right here. Walk the plank.
Oh god. It was so stupid. I remember loving Dora though. So when the Pirate Piggies showed up, was the Pirate Piggies in Dora?
Yeah, it's Dora.
Anyway, so when the Pirate Piggies showed up, my world shifted. I finally met my first villain in my story. Oh, it was scary.
Oh my gosh. I'm sure it was. But gosh, this is funny. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry that happened to you. That was really scary.
No, it's all right.
A small child, but oh my gosh. That's so funny. In a similar vein.
No way.
This next dream.
Similar to the Pirate Piggies.
Not in Pirate Piggies. But to the one I was just talking about with the princess realm.
Oh, okay.
Narnia-esque. No. Speaking of Pirate Piggies,
you've had a Pirate Piggy dream too? Wow.
That Swiper the fox stole my legs. No, I'm sorry. I don't have anything similar to Pirate Piggies.
Oh man.
Oh god.
I'm telling you, my dreams are weird, man. It started when I was young, and it's never stopped.
Yeah, I'd say yours are a lot weirder than mine.
Anyway.
Oh god. All right. This next dream that I had, this one's also a little dark, but it's not scary. It's not like a nightmare, but it's definitely like, oh, So this is from November 11th of last year. So this is like while you were having your dream about closets and entities that are, you know, whatever, Vecna. So my dream, I am the princess of a realm that's in the middle of a war. Okay.
Okay.
Set the scene for you.
Wow.
So we're in the middle of a war, but I'm like not just sitting in my castle. No, I'm like leading the armies. Like I'm there on the front lines. So we go on these stealth missions to rebel camps to try and aid in the cause. So they don't want me on the front lines, but I'm like, okay, I can be part of the stealth missions that are like undercover sort of thing. We use these magical portals to get where we need to go. Magic system, we've established we can have portals. That's how we go certain places. So we have this sort of cloaking power that if we are not touched by anything, like if we don't touch anything or anybody touches us while we're invisible, then we can't be seen. So like if we keep away, as soon as somebody touches us, like if we bump into somebody, we get revealed and we're seen by everybody. So we're almost done with one mission and we're on our way back to the portal when somebody bumps into somebody and we're caught.
Oh no.
Like, we're trying to sneak these other people out to try and aid our people to get them through the portal, but we're caught, bam. And we're immediately found out and we start running for the portal. We all start running. We don't all make it. About 20 of us are captured and taken to a camp where we work and are tortured as prisoners of war. So the first torture event that happens is that our backs are being burned for all of the trade routes that we've blown up. Yeah.
So wait, okay, can you feel this though? In your dream, like you can feel your back being burned, or?
Well, they make us stand in a line and watch as every person takes their turn.
Okay.
So our backs are doused in a flammable liquid and our wrists are tied up onto a post and our bare backs are facing out into this crowd. The first young woman goes up and she keeps a straight face the entire time. She's like, they're not going to break me.
Wow. She's badass.
And so we're all standing to watch and all the freaking evil people all gathered to watch. And one of them even has a camera to like take photos of this momentous occasion of us torturing the princess's team who have gone through all of these things to destroy us, whatever. I feel like in the dream, I feel that it's my fault that everyone was captured, even though it wasn't. It's still my people. And so I make my way up to the front to be next. I'm like, no, I need to do this first ahead of everybody else because it's my fault. I make eye contact with the girl as she's being like burned and she starts to cry just silently, like tears silently streaming down her face. All of a sudden, the sky opens up and it starts raining and her flames are put out and we just are silently crying out of gratitude for the rain and no one else gets burned. So I run up to the girl at the post and before I can untie her, I wake up.
Oh, the way I have chills right now. Oh my gosh. Oh, that kind of makes me so happy. But like,
right? It's like a
bittersweet kind of ending.
Yes, because we're, in the middle of war, we get captured, about to be tortured. She's in the middle of her back is in flames of being burned, and it starts to rain.
Wow. If that's not a poetic ending.
I know.
I don't know what is.
I don't know if we get saved. I don't know if we all end up dying.
I think you were all saved.
But I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope we come up with a plan to make it out. But
yeah, I'm sure you did. Wow. Well, my next dream. So I was about like 8 to 10 years old. This one, I'm out with my family. It's me, my mom, dad, and my 2 brothers, right? And we're walking into a movie theater to watch a movie. Okay, so we walk in, we get like our concessions, whatever. We go to our movie, like specific auditorium to watch the movie. And just as the movie starts, like the scenes start to play, the screen catches on fire and it's like erupting into flames, right?
Whoa.
We're like, what the heck? So we leave because our theater's on fire, right? And we find out that basically the entire movie theater is on fire. So everybody is rushing out of their theaters to leave the building because it's on fire, right? Well, as we're leaving, I'm looking around and all of a sudden it's like this maze of staircases. You know that picture that's like the staircase that leads into another staircase or whatever? It's like
and they're
really
upside down.
Yeah. That's kind of like the way I'm remembering it, that's kind of what it felt like. Like there was no end to all of these stairs, right? So we're again trying to get through this crowd of people, getting down these stairs, whatever. And I remember at one point being separated. This is a common theme, I think, in my dreams, being separated from somebody, weaving my way through the crowd, whatever. Anyway, but getting separated from my family. And I remember looking back because they weren't there. They were farther behind me. And at one point my mom was like, don't stop, just keep going. Like she told me, don't stop. So I kept going. Yeah. Well, I make it out of the theater, right? Through this crowd of people, I make it out of the theater. And I turn around and I'm waiting for my family to come out of this theater, right? Like I'm waiting for them. Well, I turn around and I notice the biggest tornado I've ever seen in my entire life barreling toward the movie theater. I'm terrified. You already know that storms and me don't mix, right? So I'm terrified because there's a tornado on the way and I don't know where my family is. I'm freaking out. Well, I'm like, okay, I've got to keep running. Like, I'm worried about my family, but I've got to keep running. I've got to trust that they're going to be okay, right? So I'm running to try and get away from this tornado. Right. And seeing this tornado also caused everybody else who was out of the theater to also start running. So now everybody's running for their life, trying to get away from this massive cyclone. And so as I'm running through the parking lot, there's a van. And this van is just understood to be sanctuary. This is safety, right? So you have to run and get to this van in order to survive. Okay, this is the next level, right? Yeah. So I'm running toward this van. I get in and I like get in and kind of turn my body and sit down, right? Like I turn and I see that my family is all running toward the van. My mom, my dad, my brothers, they're all running toward the van with the tornado right behind them, like barreling even closer, like it's gaining on them, right? Well, when my family gets close to the van, but not fully to the van, the doors close to the van. They never made it into the van. And so I woke up when the doors closed.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm like, this was kind of a nightmare at the time, but I'm like in the moment, right? The van doors close. I wake up. I'm bawling my eyes out, crying because I'm like, oh my God, my family's dead. Like nobody's around anymore, whatever. This is the only time that I ever remember getting up from my bed and like checking on my whole family to make sure that everybody was still alive because I was like terrified out of my mind that everybody died. So little 8 to 10-year-old me was like running around the house, like trying to make sure that everybody's still in their beds and sleeping and not like dead.
Wait, how old were you?
Like 8 to 10 years old.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you have like such traumatic.
Scared. I was scared. But yeah.
You have traumatic dreams as such a young child.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. I really don't. So anyway, that's another dream.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Ooh, that reminds me of the movie The Impossible. Have you seen that?
I don't know if I have.
With Ewan McGregor. Oh my gosh. It's about you need to watch that. That movie goes crazy. But it made me sob my eyes out. It's basically it says Maria, Henry, and their 3 kids decide to spend Christmas in Thailand. However, their luxurious holiday turns into a nightmare when a tsunami swells up unannounced, thereby separating the family. And it's got
baby Tom Holland in it, like as a kid. Yeah, I have seen that. I've watched that movie a couple times, and I cry every time I see it.
It's horrible, but like the way you were describing that makes me think of that, like where they're all separated.
Yeah, there's another one. Ooh, that's not about the tsunami. I'm trying to remember what the movie is called. But it's about this family who travels to somewhere overseas. I want to say it might be like an Asian country, but I don't know which one, or to even know if that's accurate. But somewhere over in that vicinity. And they start getting hunted. Like the government or whatever turns against the tourists or something, and they start getting hunted. And there's a scene that I remember where they had to throw their children from one roof to another roof to try and escape the bad guys. And they like threw their kids. Yeah.
No.
It was terrifying. I gotta try and remember what that movie's called.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's Owen Wilson is the main actor. It's called No Escape. An American businessman, Jack Dwyer, wife Annie, and their 2 young daughters arrive in Southeast Asia to begin a new life. As his company plans to improve the region's water quality, the family quickly learns that they are right in the middle of a political uprising. Armed rebels attack the hotel where they're staying, ordered to kill any foreigners that they encounter. Amid the chaos, Jack must find a way to save himself and his loved ones from the violence erupting all around them. It is a good movie, I will say. It didn't get a good score on Rotten Tomatoes, but I actually really liked this movie. And this one makes me cry too, but it's in a similar vein to that tsunami one.
Yeah.
It's just more violence because it's a political uprising. But
ooh.
Yeah.
No, thank you. Those are sad movies. I don't want to watch a movie.
That's why I have
cry.
dreams like that, okay? It's because I watch stuff like
We watch all that stuff. I don't watch that stuff. And therefore, instead I watch The Hunger Games.
Yeah.
Speaking of The Hunger Games. We're back. This dream is from August 2nd, 2025. So this was just a couple months ago.
Okay, so we're in Catching Fire now.
I am once again attributing The Hunger Games.
Wow.
Okay.
Round 2.
An early version, like a rough version of The Hunger Games before the spectacle of the sponsors, like the polished rules, like that kind of a thing. It's a little bit more like so early on.
Yeah, we're going
in
back
the Hunger
to
Games.
Songbirds and Snakes or whatever.
A little bit, yes. So the night before, I barely sleep. Like I'm like knowing that tomorrow is the Hunger Games. Mm-hmm. Like I'm thinking through like all the different ways the arena could be laid out. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, I'm so nervous. Yeah. And then the next day, like I can't even eat any food. Like they have this whole breakfast buffet to like, hey, stock up before you go in. And like I couldn't eat because I was too nervous.
Ooh, yeah.
That's rough. Mm-hmm. So I do have a mentor though. So my mentor, he hands me like a single item. We're allowed to bring like one thing into the arena to help us. So he gives me like a backpack that has a couple things inside. So it's like a very small backpack. Inside is like a compact sleeping bag, but it's more like a tarp, a small knife, and then 3 pairs of multi-purpose socks. Oh. So one of them is like a set that can be worn on your feet. Another is a set that can be worn on your hands. So like more like gloves. Mm-hmm. And the third set could be used to like filter water.
Interesting. Okay.
So like I was like, okay, does that mean we're like in water? Right? But also they're on your feet and then you're like drinking it.
Well, yeah, but if you're trying to survive, if you're trying to survive, you're stranded somewhere, you pull off your multi-purpose sock and filter water, girl. Yeah. That could save somebody's life.
It could. So it's not much, but at least it's something to get me in. Right. So I'm like, all right, something to keep me warm, something to keep me hydrated. Cool. Yeah. So before the games begin, we all have, like, all the tributes have to pass through some sort of detector. And so no one explains kind of what it's meant to find. And so I brace myself for the backpack being taken. I'm like, they're going to take my stuff. Mm-hmm. Crap. But it's not. So I'm like, whew, small mercies. Like, they didn't take my stuff. Right. So we're then lifted into the arena and we're given 1 minute to, like, just look around and take in our surroundings. Yeah. The arena is a massive warehouse with aisles stretching in every direction, full of abandoned objects stacked high, like a maze built from forgotten things, like the Room of Requirement. Yeah. In the Harry Potter movie. Yeah. It looks like that. So it's like the Room of Requirement is the arena. So there's crap everywhere, but it's just like an endless sea of things. So it's like, okay, I'm sure there's things in here that'll help me survive, but also, are these things actually safe? Is this an illusion? Are these things poisonous? Or if I touch it, will it trigger something that then shoots out? Like, oh, it's a whole thing. So the buzzer sounds and I immediately sprint into the aisles, just trying to disappear before the fighting starts. I'm like, let me just escape because I'm not going to be the one to fight these people in the beginning. I'm just running. I'm running, but I turn a corner and I run straight into another tribute and freeze, realizing that I pretty much have nothing to defend myself with. I have my small knife, but that's it. But it's in my backpack and we're face to face. Before neither of us can act, a javelin flies past me and strikes the person down. And I turn and I see a young girl who I recognized from the line earlier when we were like waiting to get into the freaking arena. So she, like, we recognize each other and without speaking, she kind of heads off. And I'm given like this sense of like, I should follow her. Like she's telling me to follow her. Okay. So I follow her and I follow her to this hidden alcove where another girl has already started like making a small camp. So the spot is tucked away enough that we decide to stay there for like the first stretch of the games. Like, all right, we got a little alliance here. We've got a pretty good spot. Let's just hang out here. Okay. So 3 days go by. I tell you, this is like a long dream. Wow. 3 days go by and our supplies run out. Like we have no food, no water, no nothing. Yeah. So someone has to search to go out and find something because we need to survive. So I volunteer. Now, granted, there's no vegetation really around, like at least the area that we're at. It's just like things. So I'm like, okay, I don't know how I'm going to find some food here, but I'm going to figure it out. So I move through the warehouse cautiously, sticking close to like shadows and corners. And then after some time, the aisles open up to like a greenhouse. I'm like, this is how we're going to eat. There's a greenhouse here.
Yeah.
It's like overgrown, sort of, okay, here's the vegetation. Well, the smell of cooking food hits me like immediately. I'm like, someone is here. Someone has found the greenhouse and they've staked it out. Like this is their spot, but they have what I need. So in my head, I'm like, okay, they must have set it up to where there's only one food source and all the tributes have to come here eventually to then, face off. So I creep around until I spot the tribute that's like, he's like roasting meat over a fire. And there's like water bottles and knives all spread around him. So it's like, there's this area where I'm like, okay, I see the things that I need. I need water and there's got weapons and he's got food. His ally is across the greenhouse and he's like distracted looking the other way. So I move in. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna wait. And then I go and I move in and I grab the food and water. And then I start to reach for a knife because all I have is my tiny one. So I reach for another knife, but they notice me. Like the instant my hand closes around the knife, they see me. So I book it. I run. I dart between the aisles and I'm weaving through the stacks of furniture and crates. I'm trying to lose them in the maze. I'm thinking I have to get my supplies back to my team. Like this is my group. Well, I managed to get back and they don't catch me. So we split up all the things that I had found, but they're enough to sustain us, but not enough to keep us alive together. And we thought, you know what? The numbers are starting to dwindle. We need to separate because I don't want it to come down to us having to kill each other.
Right.
So we split up. When we part ways, the arena is like, it feels even like larger than before. So I'm alone. And I eventually end up in this room filled with like textiles. Like it's an area where it's like all these fabrics, curtains, big piles of cloth. Like it's just like cloth everywhere.
Okay.
And that's when I hear movement from the other side of one of the piles. And a tribute steps into view with a bow drawn. And I barely have time to react before that arrow flies and it hits me and I wake up. So I died.
Wow.
I didn't make it.
Dang. Wow. You didn't even have
I was
a chance
almost
to use
there.
your multi-purpose socks.
Oh my god. Oh. No, I didn't. She died before she got to use her. Oh my god, that was so funny. Yeah. Yes, I did. I died. I wasn't able to use my socks. Dang it. Dang. Whew. Yeah, so the first Hunger Games I might have lived, I don't remember. But the second Hunger Games, I definitely died via an arrow to the chest. But at least it was a quick death.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they shot me and I woke up like, bam, she's gone. So.
All right, well, that was some fun sharing of the dreams. Do you have any more that you need to share?
I mean, I've got plenty of dreams in here. I mean, I've got 10 years of dreams, but those are just some of the highlights that I can think of that are like, these are some standout ones for sure.
Yeah.
Final thoughts.
Yeah,
man.
Final thoughts. Wow. Final thoughts are I should probably stop watching TV, but I don't think that's ever going to happen.
Right.
I might need to go see a
therapist. We dream a lot of violent things.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like we both dream about pretty violent, sad, dark things.
Yeah.
Dreams are weird.
Yeah,
but then also like, all I know is that we need to go to a dumpling convention.
We do.
Actually, like,
we need to find one and go.
Fold dumplings.
Yep. And we need to record our experience. And I hope to goodness gracious that there are no like oversized models on our way there.
Right.
Because that would be terrifying.
Can you imagine if there was like, we're walking to this place and there's like somebody out front like taking pictures and it's like, it's the models.
Literally, I would tell you right then and there I'm psychic. I'm not even joking, okay? If I showed up at a place and I'm seeing things that happen in my dream, girl, over with.
What is something that you are loving or hating right now?
Well, as of right this moment, I don't have anything that I'm hating. I'm a very happy person right now. So that's good.
That's good.
Something I'm loving, though, is I'm loving some Christmas decor.
Oh,
girl, you best believe I done decorated, which at the time of recording this, it is before Thanksgiving. I did it. And I did it because I was going to be traveling so much for December. I was like, you know what? I'm going to decorate early so that I can enjoy it for a little bit longer than like the few weeks I'll actually be home.
Right.
So anyway, but yeah, so I've got my tree up. It's so cute. Let me show you a picture.
Yes, let me see. Oh, cute.
Oh, it's just
yes, and Eugene is there counting down the days.
Eugene is there. It doesn't have enough, like the numbers don't go up high enough to say that there's like 30 some odd days until Christmas.
Right.
I think it only does like 27 is
25,
or like 29 is the highest or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, so he'll have to whatever. Eventually we have to switch him off because the whole deal with Eugene was that we were trading him, but
I know.
I feel like that hasn't happened.
It's all right. You stole him. It's okay.
Eugene is a snowman, by the way.
Yes,
he's a
snowman,
Eugene,
and he can count down the days until Christmas. And we bought him when we were living together, and we were like, let's split the cost of him, and then we'll like alternate him every year, so that like,
because like when we lived together, it wasn't a big deal, but then obviously like once we moved away from each other, it was like, oh well, how are we splitting up the goods, right? Like who's taking the dog, kind of thing, right? Like Eugene was our dog, and we're like,
so
we'll just trade him off every year.
we have shared custody of Eugene.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's been a while since I've seen him.
Yeah, so I really need to get him to you.
So, yeah. I'd like to see him, please.
Maybe I can bring him this next week, and you can have Eugene this year.
Maybe so. Yeah.
Maybe
that'd be nice.
I'll do that. Okay. You can have Eugene this year.
Aw, thanks. I've missed him.
Yeah, he's been getting on my nerves. He's been causing a ruckus and everything. Yeah. He needs, that's not good. He needs some good old-fashioned
discipline.
Yeah.
I'll whip him into shape.
Yeah, you should, because he's been getting on my nerves, girl. This blasted snowman. But yeah, so Christmas decor, loving that. I haven't gotten everything out, but I've gotten most everything, like the big stuff put together. But anyway.
Nice.
Yeah. What about you? What are you loving or hating? I feel like I know what you're going to say, but... Have you been changed?
I have been changed for good, dude. For good forever.
Yeah.
But more like for like depression, because that movie was so sad.
Yeah, okay.
I am loving Wicked for good. I just saw it 2 days ago. I saw it yesterday. Oh my God, was it yesterday? It feels like it was 2 days ago. It was yesterday. And I sobbed the last 20 minutes of that movie just crying.
Yeah.
And I've listened to the soundtrack like 6 times since then, all the way through. And every time it gets to one song, I cry. Every time. Like tears streaming, cry.
Yeah.
Cry.
Yeah.
Wow. Was that movie oh my God. It was so good. I have to talk to you about it, but you haven't seen it yet. But like Fiyero.
Oh girl, I'm so excited.
I saw it with Tyler.
Yeah.
And let me just say, there's a scene and Tyler looks over at me and I'm like this. Clutching my pearls like, oh, Jesus. Hello. Is he gay? Yeah, but that's okay.
Well, Fiyero isn't, but...
Fiyero is not. Jonathan Bailey is, but that movie was so good. The music was incredible. They added 2 new songs originally written for the movie, and they were amazing. If Ariana Grande does not get an Oscar for her performance as Glinda, I'm going to write a very strongly worded email. Because her performance was so incredible. I can't even, I was going to say something, I'm like, no, that's kind of a spoiler, but
yeah.
The first movie is sort of like for the songs and like bright and colorful, and it's like Elphaba's sort of character arc of coming into herself. The second movie is more like for Glinda's story arc.
Yeah.
Coming into her true self. Devastating. Yeah. Absolutely devastating. And the more that I read about it and the more that I hear things, I'm like, oh my gosh, I just feel so sad. It's like, it's a happy ending, kind of, but it's also like, you're just left there sitting in a pile of tears and you're just like, what do I do with the rest of my life now that I've seen Wicked for Good?
Dang.
So yeah, I'm excited for you to see it.
Yeah.
I gotta see it again, but it's so good. I'm hating, we went to the theater, sat down, it's pretty packed, but the row in front of us, which we were one row behind, you know how there's a row with like a railing on it?
Yeah.
And then there's like an aisle. Yeah. So we were the one right behind that.
Mm-hmm.
A party of like 20 10-year-old girls walks in.
Oh,
and they take up that whole row in front of me.
Oh, gosh.
They were talking during the movie. They were getting up, swapping seats, walking around in front of us. They took their shoes off and you were like rubbing their feet on the railing and like whispering and laughing.
Y'all
and
come get your kids. Like
pushing their seats back, like bouncing their seats. Like it'd be a quiet moment and they would say something and like giggle. And I'm like, oh my God, shut up. Like I never wanted to slap a child until this moment. And I was like, I'm about to reach over and go, shut.
Yeah.
Behave. Get a grip. What are y'all doing? So all that to say, I need to see it again because I don't think my first time was as good as it could have been because it was ruined by those children.
Okay. All right. Well,
I'm hating them kids, but I'm loving the movie. Mm-hmm. Movie was still great.
Moving on. What's our tangent tally?
2.
Wow.
Just 2 little baby
Starting
tangents.
off December strong after our absolute tsunami of tangents last month.
Yup. We'll see. I'll do a final count. Y'all will have seen the final count by now of what November was, but good Lord.
Yeah.
November was crazy, but starting out with just a baby one. It's just a baby. Just a baby.
Nice.
For
I
December.
love it.
Y'all, be sure to follow us on your preferred podcast listening platform, as well as our Instagram at Funny Pair Pod to stay up to date on all of our latest news and our releases. Also, let us know what you think of this episode and the podcast in general by sending us DM or leaving a comment on our Instagram, or if you feel so inclined to take a second and please rate and review this podcast on whatever platform you're listening on. It would mean so much to us as those ratings and reviews will help us grow and reach more people. We would love to hear from you guys.
All the links for where to find us are in the description below this episode. We love every one of our pairs, whether you've just found us or been here since the beginning. If you're enjoying what you hear and you just cannot wait until next week, check out our past episodes and let us know what you think. A big thank you to all of our pairs for joining us in this episode and for helping our orchard grow. We'll talk to y'all again on Wednesday. And remember,
when you're the best of friends, having so much fun together, you're not even aware you're such a funny pair. I'm dreaming. Oh God. Oh, I had a nightmare. Oh God, it's real.
I'm here.
I'm talking to Bree for 3 hours.
Ka-chigga.
If you don't show up in my dream tonight doing that, I'm going to be pissed off. I need you to show up in my dream being like, ka-chigga. I'm manifesting that right now.
Yes, do it. I want you to think about this moment before you go to sleep tonight and see if you can vividly make yourself start the dream off with that.
Yes.
I'm waiting for the podcast dream where we're having a dream about like recording an episode or something.
Yes. I'm surprised that hasn't happened.
Anyway. Yeah.
I found this Instagram video on our blend.
Mm-hmm.
And it was what was it called? It was, the account name was called World by Charlie. Seen this guy?
I don't know if I have.
He essentially, what he does is he works with businesses and he'll describe a certain process that a business goes through of like whatever it is that they're doing, but he'll narrate it in like a Mr. Rogers sort of style of way of speaking. And then he'll put a piano backing behind it. So he'll write music to put behind whatever the visuals are and explain sort of whatever process. For example, there was one of the Amber Orchard apple cider and like, how does this company make apple cider?
Yeah, okay.
And it'll start with this guy being like, what's happening at the factory today? Look at all of those apples. And he'll like have this piano thing in the background and then it'll go through the process of like making, it's the most calming, like, I don't know. I could watch it forever. There was one where it was like this company that makes cinnamon rolls or like a bakery and it was walking through making cinnamon rolls. And when the guy was rolling up the dough, he like started at this corner and went all the way up. And when he did, the piano went and it like went all the way up in this like beautiful scale, and it was like,
wow,
so fun.
That's crazy.
So I'll have to send you the first video, but I went through his Instagram and watched so many of his videos because it was so satisfying. It was like Mr. Rogers, but like,
yeah, you'll have to send that to me.
It was so cute.
No, I was watching. Sorry, I know I'm holding us up, but I was watching a video one time, and it was Ariana and Cynthia singing. I don't know if the song is called "Because I Knew You," but they were singing "Because I Knew You" or whatever that song is. I cried. It wasn't even the movie because I'm trying to stay away from spoilers, but it was like their like pre-performance or whatever, and it was just the two of them singing by a piano. Oh,
yeah. That's from the One Wonderful Night or something, and it was like live performance of them singing like all of the songs.
Yeah.
And then they did a couple from Wicked for Good. Yeah, I know which performance you're talking about. That made me cry.
Yeah,
that made me cry.
It was just so. And I had frisson everywhere, my whole body. I was like, wow, this is crazy. But yeah, so
I'm excited for you to see it.
I'm very excited.
So excited for you to see it.
Yeah.
I've saved so many things that I need to send you, but I'm like waiting.
Yeah.
And then I'm just gonna mass send them when like you finish it.
Okay. Well, I'll have to let you know, but
okay.
Okay, well, shoppers.
Please come to the front of the store, please. We're closing.
We're checking out. Hope you had a good Thanksgiving, and I hope your December treats you absolutely wonderfully.
Yeah.
And Santa's almost here, you guys.
But in 2 weeks.
Well, Santa's on his way.
So. Okay, well, he's on his way, but in like 2 weeks, it's like an even more special holiday.
Oh, well, I guess
the holiday of my birth. Hello. Okay, well, obviously, she does not care, so...
No, I do care.
Merry Christmas.
You know what else is coming up really soon? The end of season 2.
Oh my gosh, that is coming up.
I didn't think that was going to happen. We literally have 3 more episodes until the end of season 2.
No way.
Yeah, literally.
That's kind of
It's
sad,
actually, yeah.
We have a great, aw, dang.
We're going to miss you guys so much. But we're going to come back in 2026 with a vengeance. Maybe not a vengeance, but like...
We're coming for y'all's wig. We're coming.
Yep. We're coming for you.
Well, we still got a couple weeks though, so don't fret. So
do not fret. And there's also another 40 episodes for you to listen to at the end of the season. To go back and re-listen to.
There's a crap ton.
Yeah.
So
all right.
Y'all will be fine.
Actually checking out. Love you guys.
All right.
Bring your stuff up. Okay, bye.